I used to be a competitive dancer in my high school years and middle school years. And I was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, cool.
There's this workshop or convention competition called Hall of Fame Dance.
Right.
And I think I was 13.
Yeah.
My solo won. You'd have to have 2 solos to enter, and one of them was put on the website.
Oh,
and
wow.
It was just really rewarding to see that all my hard work paid off.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris with Cherokee Auto Sales here in Knoxville, and we are here with Meg Alyn.
Hi.
Hey, Meg. Good morning.
Good morning.
Meg and I have been talking about her business and what she does with her in her spare time. Been talking about her family. Been talking about writing music and recording music and Spotify and Apple Music and where she grew up and all kinds of cool about her pets and everything. And so we're going to be sharing a lot of that with you today. And so good morning.
Morning.
How is your morning going so far?
Good.
Good.
I'm blessed every morning.
Have you done anything this morning before getting to me?
I just let my dogs out and ate breakfast.
Okay.
So no.
Nice. What did you have for breakfast?
I had a protein shake.
Okay, nice. I had a cup of coffee when I woke up this morning, and I went and spent an hour in the pool.
Cool.
And then I was back home by about 8:15 this morning.
Nice.
So I've had a very busy morning. I like the morning time.
Yeah.
It's a good time for your brain to work. So, but yeah.
I
So
actually practiced Spanish on my Duolingo app. I'm trying to do that for 50 days.
So do you speak Spanish?
Un poquito. Not much.
Poquito. So did you? So in high school, what was the language that you?
Spanish.
Was
I
it
wanted
Spanish?
French.
Okay.
My dad wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
But I took about 3 years, and I can understand it more.
You
than
took 3 years of Spanish.
Yes.
So do you know? So what colors do you know off the top of your head?
Naran. I don't.
So that's the hardest. That's actually the hardest color to learn is orange. Naranja.
Naranja,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the hardest color. The easiest color to learn is
Azul.
yeah.
Rojo.
And so what is Rosul? I don't know that
Azul
one.
is blue.
No. Okay, Azul.
Azul.
Yeah.
Rojo,
And Rojo is red. Yeah.
Mm.
So the easiest ones for me to remember when I first started taking Spanish was white and black.
Okay, blanco.
Because Blanco is blank. Is almost like the word in English blank, and then
I don't remember black.
black is negro.
Okay, yeah.
There's songs about like Amarillo by Morning. There's a country song that I heard growing up, and so Amarillo is yellow, and then red is rojo. I don't think there's any sort of. So I took. I'm a very analytical person, and so my degree is in chemistry.
Okay.
And so every chemical symbol has something to do with the word, or it doesn't, or it's in another language. Like, gold is AU. Yeah, and then copper is CU, and I'm not sure what the U stands for, but it's probably like a Latin background or whatever. Some of them are easier, but for sure. So are you able to have a conversation with somebody about?
I can understand
Spanish?
it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't speak it very well. I can't roll my R's, so that's why I quit.
Oh, the trill, yeah.
Yeah.
So I took 2 years of Spanish in high school, and then I took 2 years in college, and then I worked for a food company for about a number of years, and I had all of the Spanish-speaking restaurants, and so I would just walk into the kitchen and just blow up. Yo quiero sacar punta a mi lápiz, and that was what we learned in high school, how to sharpen our pencil. But in the real world, you don't say that to people, especially not a bunch of men in the kitchen. That is not something. I was very comfortable saying it because I said it for years, but when I would walk into the kitchen, they would all just die laughing because they thought I was saying, something else.
Yeah.
And finally, one of them took me to the side one day and he's like, don't say that. That's not really a good thing for you to be saying like that. So I changed it up and I said something else. But yeah, so I probably sound like a 3-year-old when I'm speaking Spanish, but my confidence level is through the roof.
I want to learn it again,
Yeah.
so I'm just practicing for brain games.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, and it's good, and it'll cause your brain you'll reach back into the depths of your brain that you've not been in a while. So
yeah.
So Meg, tell us about what's your business, what you're doing to help people.
Yeah, so I love to write. I started singing at age 9 months, like when I could start talking, and it was my coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm doing now is I'm recording as much as I can. I'm trying to change the world with my voice, and lift the planet's vibration.
Nice. So she can write. So Meg can write songs. So just for some examples of what she could write a song for you for is if you're like a sister and you want to write a song to your sister, she could do that for you. And she does ghostwriting, and so you would actually potentially get the credit for it. So If you're like a grandmother and you want to have like a song written to like your grandchild, she could do that for you. And then if you're like a wife or a husband to a spouse, she could also do that for you. And that's something that she does. And so probably one of the easiest ways to get a hold of her is on her Instagram. And her Instagram is at meg.alyn, ALYN music. So her Instagram is at meg.alyn music. And then her hours are usually by appointment only, would you say? Okay. Usually by appointment only, Monday through Saturday, she's available. And then her website is really cool. If you want to go to her website, it's megalynmusic.com. So it's Meg, MEGALYN music.com. And then she's actually on Spotify and Apple under just Alyn, ALYN. And then one of her most popular songs is called Cakewalk. And so you can check her out. You could pull up Alyn Cakewalk, and that would probably pull it up pretty easy as well. So
I have over 20, I believe.
yeah, she's got over 20 songs on there. That's cool. You got a big offering of what types of music would you say that is?
I would say acoustic pop. Some are more poppy than others.
Yeah,
some are
yeah,
more acoustic than others.
Yeah.
It's a wide variety.
So do you play instruments as well?
Not comfortably live.
Okay,
I just started doing open mics again with my keyboard.
Oh, nice.
I can sort of play the ukulele, but I would rather have a full band and just sing.
I gotcha. Yeah, when I see people playing the guitar and singing, I'm like, wow.
It's hard.
Multitasking has got to be hard. I can play the radio. That's it. Yeah. I can't sing at all. I don't think.
You may.
I know I can sing in the shower, but I think we all do that. So ghostwriting and recording. Do you want to talk about each one of those?
Yes. So recording, I usually go through Nate Wiles with ProMotion. Mm-hmm. Nate is incredible. He's done my album or my EP, Piece by Piece, PIECE by PEACE, play on words. And I've also went to the Sound Lab. I try to go wherever I can. And ghostwriting is where I would write for you under a surname. And so it wouldn't be me. It would just be the song.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. I've never heard of the term ghostwriting before.
It's anonymous.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
anonymous writing. I gotcha. So talk about you're talking about heroes. We were having a conversation earlier about that. So tell us about your brother Grant and his life and your work on his song.
So he was an incredible person. He unfortunately passed away in 2021 pretty traumatically. And so I wrote this song called Forever 23. And it talks about how living and dying and how I wish it were me selfishly. That's one of the lines. And I've come to realize that it couldn't have been me. It had to have been him. And he did so much good in this world. He passed on to heaven. And I want to live each day in his honor. And he was so kind to the homeless. And I try to do things that honor him every day. Right.
I gotcha. So his name was Grant.
Yes.
I gotcha.
My younger brother.
What's the name of the song?
Forever 23.
Forever 23. And you can kick it back in now, Gina. So you mentioned that since your preteen years, you were diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and bipolar personality disorder. So tell me about how that helps your creativity to work in music.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed at 10 for anxiety, and then I was diagnosed at 16 for bipolar.
Right.
It gives me fuel to my fire. I am uncomfortable most of the time with anxiety, and I like to push myself. So music is pushing myself. Every time I'm up on stage, I get so nervous, but I do it anyways because I like to be uncomfortable.
Makes you feel alive.
Makes me feel alive.
Yeah.
And it helps. I've done a lot of research with bipolar, and I'm hopeful that the doctors in my care know what they're doing, and I trust them, and I have a great support system.
Right. Is there anything you can do besides medicine to help stabilize the bipolar?
Yes, meditation.
Or the GAD?
Meditation. I've been doing that almost every day for the past 3 weeks. I just started getting back into it, and yoga helps as well.
Right. What type of yoga?
I like Kundalini.
What is that? I don't know what that means.
You do poses and you hold them, and then you do the breath of fire where you inhale and it's really cool.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I've heard of restorative yoga, and I've heard of yin yoga.
Restorative is great.
And I've heard of hot yoga.
I don't like hot yoga. I have high blood pressure, so I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. So the restorative yoga, when I first heard about that, someone told me that they would get into a pose and they would just kind of fall to the earth. and then you can hear your bones and your joints opening up and your muscles releasing and
You hold
stuff
the
like
poses
that.
for a
Yeah.
pretty long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. But it's good for, like, I'm 51 this year, and so I'm looking for reasons to be more flexible and to feel better, because as you get older, your joints start to get
Yeah.
tighter and you see your skin changing and stuff like that. So
It definitely helps with
yeah.
flexibility and mobility.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to doing things like that to help myself not really be younger, but to be healthier longer,
Yeah.
I guess. Tell me about an event that's happened in your life that's been really exciting for you.
Recently?
Yes.
Okay. So
Or just in your life in general.
okay. Let me think about that. Most exciting. So I'm about to move. Not
That's
sure where
exciting.
yet. I'm trying to get a camper. I have 2 weeks left, so hopefully I find something. But I'm trying to get a camper. My friend and I are starting a healing haven, and we just want to help this planet.
Yeah.
And do as much good in this world as we can.
Right. Yep. That's good. There's a lot of people doing bad in the world.
Yeah.
And so if your goal is to do good in the world and to help people, that's kind of one of our goals here, is to help people.
Yeah.
We don't want to set people up with a big 7-year or 6-year loan. We want to do a 2-year or less loan. And then we want to give them a car that's going to work. But everybody knows that used cars break down.
Right.
So we include a VSC, which is a vehicle service contract, which helps with the service and helps, warranty the vehicle and help. Sometimes they don't have to pay anything at all.
That's awesome.
So we really try to help
Yeah.
people. But there's still bad in the world, and so you take the bad with the good and you try to come out with good. And so that's what we're always trying to do. Life isn't perfect.
Right.
Have you ever had a car break down on you?
Yeah, I had a Subaru. It died the day my brother died, so that was an omen, and I didn't realize it until later. And I will never own another Subaru.
Yeah. People love Subaru, don't they?
They're
that was a really bad day.
It was a really bad day.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, but yeah,
Yeah. So one of the best days in my life was, obviously I'm a parent. I've got 2 kids. And then I've got, 4 kids that came out of a marriage. But the day my kids were born, that was a really good day. I remember, because I wasn't ready for it. I didn't really think ahead about having kids. And I was just like, when the kid was born, my daughter was born first and then my son, I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then they let us take them home from the hospital. And we're like, holy crap, I don't know anything about kids,
You got to read those parenting books.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was crazy. And then we get the baby home and we're like, what don't I not know? Not to use too many negatives there, but I'm just like, man, it's just like, and then of course the kid starts crying and you're trying to figure out why they're crying. And it's just a big old smorgasbord of fun learning how to be a parent. So,
right.
But yeah, for sure. So tell me about the best piece of advice that anyone has ever given you.
I want to say my father. We butt heads a lot because we're a lot alike. I love him to death.
Yeah. What's his name?
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Yeah. Yes. The advice he gives me was, take what the course gives you. I deserve to be here. Yeah. I deserve to be here. Take what the course gives you. And you can apply that to all areas of your life. Yep. When you're running, I would say that in my head.
Mm-hmm. Take what the course gives you. So if you're running like cross country, it's going to be up and down, and maybe you got a flat, maybe you're going straight up. So that I can see how that would make a lot of real world examples. Yeah. So take what the course gives you. And what was the second part?
I deserve to be here.
I deserve to be here. Yeah. That's good. I like that. I've never heard that before.
He's very creative. Yeah. I think that's where I get my musical talent from. My mom too, though. She sang to me when I was young.
What's your mom's name?
Julie.
So Dwayne and Julie.
Yes.
That's cool. I like that name.
Yeah. They divorced when I was 14. But they're still.
Are they still? Yeah.
They contact each other when they need to.
Yeah. Divorce is just.
Divorce sucks.
Yeah, this sucks.
It does.
Yeah.
There's no easy way about that.
Yeah. You know what's worse than divorce? It's death.
Yeah.
Because death is, especially when you're married, death is like divorce, but it's not. Like siblings. You said you lost a sibling, so I've never lost a sibling, but I can imagine death would suck pretty bad because the person's not there anymore.
Right.
So both of those suck.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of good things that can happen in the world too. Like a new relationship is exciting. So that's something I can think of that would be exciting. I know a lot of people will come here and they'll get a car, and then they're excited about the car. We get a picture of them standing next to the car, and then all of a sudden, they're not excited anymore for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't realize the car only had 5 seatbelts and they've got 4 kids. So they'll come back, the next day and they're like, I'm not as excited as I was yesterday.
Right.
I guess that's called buyer's remorse sometimes.
Yeah.
So we always try to ask questions before to try to help people get in the right car the first time. So your grandma,
Yes.
what is her name?
Gammy. Joni.
Her name is Joni.
Joni.
Yeah, Joni.
Joni Jones.
So your grandma, you said she's lived here your whole life.
Yes.
And you grew up going to games with her here in
Let's
Knoxville.
go Vols.
Yeah.
I'm a Vol fan at heart.
So did you watch the game Saturday?
I did, and I watched a little bit of it.
Did
to.
Did you think that's what was going to happen?
I was hopeful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when the game first started on ESPN Gamecast, I'm not a big sports fan, but I am a nerd. So when the game first started, they gave Alabama like a 56%.
Okay.
And then for most of the game, Alabama had, 60, 70. And then all of a sudden, Tennessee came,
Right.
Obviously they caught that last touchdown or they caught that last interception and then, ended up getting a touchdown. So that was a really good game.
It was.
So, yeah. What do you think about
For
Tennessee
us.
football this year, just in general?
I hope that we did pretty well last year.
Yeah, we
so
did.
this year
Yeah,
I
we
think we're
did.
doing even better. And
Yeah.
we beat Alabama, so
Yeah, I know when I saw
And
when the time clock was over and I saw Josh shake his hand, the Alabama coach's hand, I think that he's going to be here next year
maybe.
because that's like their biggest,
Yeah.
I think that's their biggest rivalry for
Yeah.
the whole year. So, but yeah, go Vols.
And I'm from Georgia, so I grew up with a lot of Georgia fans in my life, and
yeah.
they're not nice.
Yeah.
to Tennessee fans, at least.
So you mentioned some college. At what school did you go to school?
I went to Pellissippi and the University of Tennessee.
Okay, so UT. You went to this campus.
I did.
So
it was too big for me.
yeah, it's a big campus, 35,000 students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much.
So I went to school at UT Martin, which is in West Tennessee, and that's where I graduated in '02 with my bachelor's degree in chemistry.
Awesome.
So another campus. So I think they have 4 campuses. They have Knoxville, Chattanooga, Memphis, and Martin.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, they don't have one in Nashville. So, but yeah, it's a good school system. Of course, it's a state university, but their football program is doing really good this
Yeah.
year. I have no idea where I got this hat. I think this was a birthday gift actually from my daughter. Thanks, Paige. Tell us a little bit more about your Gammy,
So we would
Joni.
yes.
Yeah.
We would go to Camp Gammy for the summer.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't like to stay away from my mom most of my life.
So you went
as
to your grandma's house.
my childhood.
Yeah.
So I went to her house for like a week. I can remember, and she would teach us things.
Yeah.
She would teach us she would teach us etiquette,
Right.
manners, and we would go shopping, of course, and it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm
Does she
so
have one of
grateful
those?
for her.
Does she have one of those tins that came with cookies and she had like thread and stuff in it?
She would cook me noodles. I didn't
Oh.
like sweets that much.
Oh, okay.
My favorite was noodles, and now
Yeah.
I'm gluten free, so I can't eat them anymore.
So she taught you how to make noodles, and she
Yeah.
made you noodles.
Yeah.
Does she have an animal?
She had a dog most of my life. She has a cat right now. Her name is Nikki.
Oh,
She's a sweet cat.
I gotcha. What part of town does she live in?
Farragut.
Okay,
So not
gotcha.
too far.
Yeah, that's where Dylan's from. My son-in-law. They grew up in Farragut. His mom and his dad grew up in Farragut there. That's a good. That's an expensive part of town.
It is.
That's very, very uppity.
It is.
We joke around. We live right here in the neighborhood, and we joke around that the roads don't get fixed as quickly as they do over there in Turkey Creek.
right.
As soon as something happens to one of those roads in Turkey Creek, they fix it. So, but yeah, and Chuck actually I think went to high school in Farragut.
Okay.
So yeah, Chuck, our manager here. So tell me about an event that's happened in your life that's been really exciting for you.
I'd want to say with dance. I used to be a competitive dancer in my high school years and middle school years.
Mhm.
And I was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
There's
cool.
this workshop or convention competition called Hall of Fame Dance.
Right.
And I think I was 13.
Yeah.
My solo won. You'd have to have 2 solos to enter, and one of them was put on the website.
Oh,
and
wow.
it was just really rewarding
Yeah.
to see that all my hard work paid off.
Oh, nice.
And I continued to dance up until my junior year of high school.
Nice.
And I loved it. I would have
Yeah.
been a professional if I could have.
So you probably really enjoy your Zumba classes now, where you do
Yeah.
dance and
Yeah.
exercise together.
They're fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Competitive dance.
Yeah. I danced 40 hours a week.
I think it's
it was my
good.
escape.
I think it's good when you're that age, when you're young like that. I think it's good to have something to do with your time.
Mhm.
So
It got me out of trouble.
exactly.
I didn't really go to
Yeah.
parties. I
That's
wasn't
it.
invited because I wasn't the cool kid. But I had
Yeah.
dance.
Yeah. So So 6 kids, 7 kids with my fiance now. My
Wow.
wife had 4 kids. So it's a jet going over. So 2 of the 7 kids were in violin since they were 4.
Nice.
And that's what they did their entire lives. And now, post college, they're still playing the violin and stuff. But I think it's good. Yeah. I did some karate and some high school football, very little high school football. I got hit one time and I was like, oh,
I'm out.
good. I saw electricity. I don't like that. I don't think that's normal. So, but yeah, it's good to, and then my 2 did like sports and stuff.
Yeah.
So
My sister
did.
danced with me, so that's something that we had together.
Oh, nice. What's your sister's name?
Grace Ann.
Oh, Grace.
She's 21. My
That's
baby
right.
sister's 21. About to be 22. It's wild.
Wow, she's old
She
enough
just-
to drink legally.
Yeah. She just graduated from the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Oh, yeah.
And she moved to Texas with her partner.
Aw.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
So she's living in Texas.
she's living in San Antonio.
Wow.
So far.
That's one of the fastest growing cities in the U.S., San
Yeah.
Antonio, right now. So I'm noticing a tattoo on your arm that says 333.
Yes.
You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, it's an angel number and the Holy Trinity.
It's a what?
The Holy Trinity and
Is
an
it
angel number,
An
333.
angel number in the Holy Trinity.
And part of my phone number, so it's ironic.
Oh, is it? That's cool.
And my mom's too.
So,
She has
so you know
333.
3 digits of her phone number now.
That's all you're gonna get.
Yeah, we were talking about hopefully there's no creepers watching this right now, but we were talking about creepers in the world and how people can message her through her website or they can message her through her Instagram to contact her. So
Or my email.
yeah. You want to give your email address?
Sure. It's meg.alyn, ALYN music
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
At Gmail. Cool. So are you an animal person? Do you have a pet? Or
I
pets?
have pets, multiple pets. I would
Yeah.
have more if I could. I
Mhm.
have 2 dogs, and then I'm watching my ex-boyfriend's dog while he's on deployment, and then I
Gotcha.
have a cat.
I gotcha. So what are their names and what kind of dogs are they? How big are they?
They're big dogs.
How are they?
The German Shepherd is his dog. His name
Oh,
is
wow.
Diesel.
Yeah.
He's about 60, 70 pounds.
Yeah.
And then I have an Aussie Siberian Husky mix.
Uh-huh.
His name is Kai. I've had
Yeah.
him since he was 6 months old. He's
Aw.
about to be 8.
Yeah.
He's beautiful.
Mhm.
And then I have a blackmouth cur named Bullet. She's a handful.
A
I
black
love her.
mouth cur.
Yeah.
Never even heard of that.
I haven't either until we
Yeah,
got her.
yeah.
We adopted her from the shelter.
Yeah.
She's really sweet. She's so snuggly. And she hops fences, so I have to put her on a lead so she doesn't escape.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Little escape artist. And then my cat's name is Cheddar.
Oh, I gotcha. Cheddar.
Cheddar.
That's a cool name for a cat.
I don't know why I chose it. It just came. And
You're
he's
a
not
good-
even orange. He has
You're a
orange on his
good
nose.
pet namer.
Thank you.
If I get a pet, and of course, I'd never have gotten a pet that I had to name myself, but I'll name it like dog. I'm no creativity at all. So
Yeah.
Cheddar, that's a really cool name. So I was walking my dogs the other day, which we've got 2 little Yorkies, and we were down here by Fisher Tire, and we were running behind Fisher Tire, and there's a fence. And like 75% of it is wood and 25% of it is metal. And there was this huge dog jumping.
Oh.
And as it would jump, its entire body would come up above the metal fence. And at one time, it put its feet on the metal fence, and it kind of caught itself there for a minute. I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
Please don't jump over.
I'm ready to have a couple Snickers bars here. I don't even have my gun or anything. It was so funny. I was like, "What in the world?" I don't think those people. I'm not sure if you can hear Broadway or not. We have the noise cancellation on, but man,
It's
this
so
is an
busy.
active part of the day right here.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, tell me a good piece of advice that someone has given you before.
To keep going, to keep fighting the battle. Like I said, I was diagnosed with bipolar, and there have been times when I've wanted to give up and give in.
Yeah.
And I can't.
Yeah.
My life is at stake.
Right.
My
It is.
happiness is at
It
stake.
is, yeah.
And I have to just keep fighting.
Your satisfaction, yeah, for sure. Do you? So that is a big part of who you are.
Mhm.
Obviously, medication helps kind of dull it a little bit. I've got a niece who's going through that struggle right now, and she's about the age of your sister almost.
Okay.
So, yeah. But do you swing up? Do you swing down? Is
I
it a
have
daily
both.
thing?
It is a daily
Is
thing.
it?
It's a
Yeah,
constant
yeah.
reminder in the back of my head, and I just have to keep putting my feet in front of each other and take my medicine and meditate and pray and go outside and ground.
Yeah. I wonder if that's something that I haven't had that before, but I wonder if that's something like that you could do. You could almost like schedule like think about things ahead of time that would help
Yeah.
you. Like 2 hours into this time, you could say, I need a glass of water. But in your case, maybe it would be cardio or dance or maybe meditation. I wonder if that would be something that you could kind of schedule your day out and help.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I know
try.
it helps me
Yeah.
if I think about drinking a glass of water 2 hours after I finish something. If I set an alarm, I remember to do it, or eat a banana, whatever it is, because sometimes, like I used to work as a nurse, we'll go 8 hours and not use the
Without
bathroom.
eating. Yeah.
No, without using the
Oh,
bathroom.
wow. Yeah.
So we're standing there giving medication,
Yeah.
taking people's blood sugars, trying to keep people from escaping, if you will, if I'm on the lockdown
Right.
unit. And I need to use the bathroom for a long time. And when you stop drinking water, you stop needing to use the bathroom sometimes because your body uses that and your processes in your body.
Right.
So sometimes you just have to stop and do it, but sometimes you can schedule it out. So I wonder if that would be something that could help somebody. Yeah, for
I'll
sure.
look into that.
That's a thought process I have. So sometimes though, there's nothing that can help.
Yeah.
Sometimes
It's
you
a
just have
chemical
to.
imbalance,
Yeah.
and I was born with it, so I can
Yeah.
cope as well as I can.
There's neurotransmitters and there's hormones in
Oh,
our
yeah.
body that make us who we are. Obviously, we've all heard of testosterone and estrogen, but when I was in college and when I was taking some psychology courses, they talked about the neurotransmitters that can, like, it's called a SSRI, like the way the medicines work. Yeah.
Right.
But they're strong, man.
Yeah.
Especially your master gland in your brain.
Yeah.
That's a really strong gland, and that controls everything in your whole body. That makes you hungry. That makes you not hungry.
Yeah.
Just as far as a basic instinct like that. So,
Yeah.
man.
Once I've accepted it, it took me a while to accept it, at least a couple of years. And once I finally accepted that I have it, it doesn't define me. I am not bipolar. I have bipolar.
Right. Exactly. So not to take bipolar and to compare it to something that's so elementary, but one of the things that has impacted me in my life is I used to smoke a long time ago. I quit like 12 years
Good for
ago.
you.
12 years ago. Yeah.
Keep it up.
And so and I talk to people about this often when I see them smoking or they talk about wanting to quit smoking. I try not to give people advice when they don't ask.
Right.
Because I'm very opinionated, you can tell. But when someone smokes, whether it's cigarettes or vaping or whatever, there's actually a reason why they want to smoke. There's actually a reason for it. Just like with having a generalized anxiety disorder or a bipolar personality disorder diagnosis, there's a reason why that you feel that way. Mm-hmm. There's an actual elemental reason why you feel that way, or let's say chemical reason, not elemental, but nicotine is the reason people feel like they need a cigarette.
Yeah.
So if you'll introduce nicotine, and first of all, you got to want to quit smoking, but if you'll introduce nicotine into your body, you will not want to smoke anymore. And so when I was in the process of quitting smoking, someone had given me some of that nicotine gum, and it was in my nursing bag, and I'm working and I'm about ready to like I felt like I was going to die that day.
Yeah.
And I called her and I'm like, I feel like I'm going to die right now. I have to go to the store and I have to buy a pack of cigarettes. 100% I'm getting ready to just like lay in the floor and die. I felt like somebody had a sniper rifle aimed at my head. And so she said, open that gum, bite into it, put it underneath your tongue, and count to 5. Okay. And dude, 2 seconds! I didn't need a cigarette anymore.
That's awesome.
And it was the nicotine that my body had gotten used to. And so I also wanted to quit smoking. Yeah. I didn't want that. So I envisioned this person sitting in a skyscraper in New York City. I'd never been to New York City at the time, but this guy, this CEO of Marlboro, whoever, telling me that I had to smoke a cigarette. I didn't like the control that he had on me. And so when I did that day, 100% I was perfect at. And then later on, I think I had 3 pieces left like a month later. And I just threw it away. I didn't need it anymore. So I had weaned myself off of the actual chemical, but you can't really do that with certain personality disorders and anxiety disorders. But if you understand what's happening, maybe there's something that can be done to help with that. I don't know what it is. Yeah. But maybe there's something.
Therapy helps.
Yeah. Therapy, stopping and just calming your body down. Like you said, yoga. Yeah, I would think maybe like a sprint, like to the top, like over there and back real quick might get your body, that, I don't know. I can imagine these are things that I think about that would be potentially helpful. But if you understand what's happening, then that's part of the battle, is understanding. It's like showing up as part of the battle of doing the work, getting started, right?
Right,
So can you tell me a story? You said your sister's name was Grace Ann.
Grace Ann, yeah.
So tell me a story about your sister.
So we're 8 years apart. I wasn't as close to her as I was with my brother, but One time we were driving home from dance, and I have a phobia of throw up. Like, I have a fear of someone throwing up, I run, or I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
deal with
yeah.
it. I've gotten better with it
Right.
through the ages because it's something people can't control.
Mm-hmm.
But one time we were driving home. I was driving because I think I was 16, and my mom was in the front seat and she was in the back seat. And she goes, I think I'm going to throw up. And I'm like, oh no. Mom, what do I do? What do I do? I'm going to pull over. I got to pull over. So I did. I pulled over and she switched with me, and then we just rode home. She never actually got sick until we got home. But I was terrified, and it was just kind of funny. And
Yeah. Phobias are like that. They're in your brain, and there's nothing you can do to turn it off, you know? So yeah, I think about a lot of phobias that I have had and that people that I love have had. And yeah, it's even a picture sometime of like the word will be like, no, I don't want that.
I don't want to say it.
Yeah, no. So do you have a favorite restaurant here in Knoxville that you want to talk about?
I do. I meal prep now because it's cheaper and I like to cook.
Yeah.
And I'm gluten-free. But my favorite restaurant is Stir Fry Cafe. They accommodate you with any dietary restrictions. I don't like to do a lot of soy, and they have good little sauces to go with your stir fry, and it's just it's yummy.
It is, yeah. Yeah, so I've heard about that place my whole life, and about maybe 3-4 weeks ago, somebody mentioned that they had eaten there. So we went with my daughter and her husband, Paige and Dylan again. We went like on a Sunday at lunch and ate there, and it was so good.
Yeah.
I think we had Thai food. I think I might have had the masaman curry Thai, and it was so good. So delicious,
so
yeah.
Good.
And we got some Thai basil rolls with the shrimp and the basil and stuff in it. It was so good, yeah. Highly recommend that place, yeah.
I do too.
And they're located on Kingston Pike.
In the same center as the Chili's.
Bearden-ish.
Yeah.
Behind Chili's. Back in the corner. Yeah. They've got an outdoor seating area.
They have sushi.
And they have sushi, yeah. And it wasn't that expensive either. I remember it being kind of,
and
affordable.
To-go containers, you can reuse them.
Oh, nice.
Meal prep containers.
Nice. And you said you're meal prepping.
Do
you have a favorite meal prep that you're doing?
This week I was kind of lazy. I did sandwiches.
Yeah.
I usually just do beef or turkey and then rice and some kind of vegetable.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Try to keep it as simple.
Yeah.
So you did what kind of sandwiches?
I did a gluten-free bread, and then I did spinach and mushrooms and mustard and turkey.
Okay. That sounds delicious.
It's pretty good.
If you're into mushrooms.
Yeah.
My fiance loves mushrooms, so she would love that.
Yeah.
My son and his wife, they talk about meal prepping a lot. And, one of the things you got to do, of course, that saves you a lot of money because,
saves time too.
Yeah. Eating out is really part of your entertainment budget.
Yeah.
It's not part of your food budget. So when you're able to eat at home, but you're eating the same thing sometimes.
It does get a little tedious and annoying, but once you get over that, it's not that hard.
Yeah, and especially if you like it. Like I love peanut butter. I could eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day of the week. I love it.
Yeah.
And so I could eat that. Yeah. And pizza, most people can eat. Like pizza and cheesecake. So if you put some pizza and some cheesecake in there, I'm like, yes, 7 days, I'm good. So would you consider yourself to be a morning or a night person? And what does your morning routine consist of? I
would definitely say a morning person. Early bird gets the worm. I love sunrises more so than sunsets. My morning routine now consists of waking up, getting the dogs ready for work, and just getting ready for the day. Yeah. And then I sometimes work out in the morning. Sometimes I work out in the afternoon. It just depends on the time.
Right. Yeah. That's a good routine. And you don't have to wake up to an alarm clock. You just
I usually don't.
Yeah,
I put it on just in case, but I'm usually up a couple minutes before.
Yeah.
I just tell myself I want to be up at 7, and then I wake up at 7.
Yeah, that's good. But the last 3 or 4 years, man, around 3, 4, 5 in the morning, I start to wake up. When I wake up enough to look at the clock, I have to flip the phone over and look at it. I'm like, that's usually when I'm going to get up. So that's a really good time in the mornings to get stuff done.
Yeah.
There's no traffic. Right. There's no one bothering you. So
I don't sleep with my phone. I used to dial people in my sleep and talk. I talk in my sleep too, apparently.
That's funny.
So I'd put my phone in the other room and I just leave it there.
Yeah.
So I don't accidentally call someone at 3 a.m.
That's funny. Yeah. What do you do in your free time when you're not working?
Besides music, I read the Bible. I go on walks. I take my dogs on walks or to parks. I like to volunteer. I like to pick up trash. Keep Knoxville Beautiful is a great organization to do that with. And I like to just be in the earth, be outside.
Right. Yeah. Walk in the grass with your
Yeah.
bare feet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me about your Bible study and going to church with your grandma. You said you go to
Yes.
church every week with your
I
grandma.
do.
So
Her and her boyfriend.
yeah.
They've been together for I think 10 years.
Oh, okay.
So
So what is it after boyfriend?
they're not gonna get remarried.
Okay.
She's been alone for so
Well,
long.
you say man friend, you say
I just say
partner.
boyfriend.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's Harold. He's
cool.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Good for my grandma.
Yes.
So we go every morning, and then every Sunday morning,
Mhm.
and then we go to eat afterwards. Sometimes they go to Einstein's, and when they do, I can't go because it's too much of a trigger for me because I'm gluten free and they don't really have anything I can eat.
They don't have gluten free
No.
bagels.
No, and they probably wouldn't taste good, to be honest. So it is what it is. We usually find somewhere else, and Concord United Methodist has a daily reading, and I try to do that every day. I do Jesus Calling, and then I'm doing a women's Bible study every day, or I try to at least, and it's been helpful.
Do you meet a lot of cool people there at the church?
I don't. I just go with them, and then we kind of dip out.
Go to the 11 o'clock service or the 10
I go to the
o'clock
11
service?
o'clock service.
Do they have good music?
They do.
Do they?
I sang there once.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
The
Where are
old
they
pastor.
located? You said it's called Concord Methodist?
They're located off of Roan Street, I believe, in Farragut.
Okay.
Like near Turkey Creek, I believe.
Nice. I think I may have seen the church before.
It's huge.
Yeah. Sounds like it. Are there any other tattoos that you want to talk about?
Yeah.
That you've gotten that
This is my brother's handwriting. He wrote me a letter a long time ago, and it says "Love forever and always." It's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Because I get to look at it and remind me.
Right, of course.
This one's just Yahweh. I sang a song at this one church, "Forever Yahweh," and it just means God.
Right, it does.
And then they all have meaning as well. My best friend Charlotte, she passed away a year after my brother, so I got this for her because we would have little meetings by the fire with our friend Ashley, and
I see the fire.
Yeah, and her initials are right there.
Aw.
Yeah.
And then it says, be
bold and brave.
Be bold and brave.
Yes.
And this is a picture of a
dragon.
dragon.
So I was actually hospitalized, and this one guy kept saying, be bold and brave, because being bold expects a reward, being brave doesn't. And that just stuck with me. And
wow. Being bold expects a reward, and being brave doesn't.
Yeah.
That's cool. Never heard that before. Well, thank you for sharing your time with us today. I think that's our last question. And again, this is Meg Alyn. It's pronounced Alyn, but it's Alyn. And Meg is, she owns and she makes Meg Alyn music. And again, the easiest way to contact her is through her Instagram or her website. And we'll have links to those in the show notes to make it easier for you guys to connect with her. And she, one of the things she's most proud of is she writes music, and she makes music for what it is that you're looking for and will help enhance your life. And she does it anonymously for you. So you guys can figure out, what the cost is of that or what the time cost is, and you can go from there. But if you'll reach out and support her, we would appreciate it. And if you'll obviously like and share this on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all of the places where you're seeing this, that would help us grow and help more people like Meg, be seen in the world. Because we have stuff to offer, but we need to be seen. And that's part of what this is supporting local businesses. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Meg.
I'm honored.
Do you want to promote your business on our podcast? You can give us a call or shoot us a text at 865-687-7100. You can also apply by filling out our Google form in the description box.